Jumping on the toilet till the pay come. Popping 10 pills to the face, I can feel all the hate from my day one. Claiming they click like they hit you with. Really wishing I felt you my enemies. I ain't ever know who I'm just feeling it.
Alright, so we're at Doty's Campbellfield, and I'm pulling on some power bar with pretty shitty plates. This is the first time I've seen pound plates in an Australian gym since I was 14. These are 20.4s, so how much is that? 20.4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. Plus the 50s and the 20 bar.
Got it! Come on! Point!
I felt like my lat fucked up there, my traps fucked up there, my shoulders as well. I think it's because like my muscles are seizing up a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's 315. Off the ground, it just pretty much stalled. It was like to the ends, and then the jolt of the weights coming back down pretty much made the bar stall in place. So as I got to the point where I was ready to keep moving, the bar pulled me back down to the ground. And it's exactly what I was talking about in my tutorial video. So yeah, it felt really easy after that, but that initial jolt off the ground kind of put me off. And I'm really sore actually from pulling that, and it feels like it almost feels like a maximal effort pull, even though I'm not 100% fired up. But it is what it is. I've been having issues pulling and lifting the other days of the week, so I'll take 315 with relative ease in pocket, and yeah, call it a day. Excuse me.
No, bro. Just gotta choose one.
Which shot? With this.
Easy.
Nice. Easy. Second rep, it just went out of focus.
Did?
Too strong, bro. Is that PB?
Nah.
For two?
Nah. Nothing crazy, but I think I've been experienced like where you were. Deadlifts just felt fucking shit.
Ready?
Let's go, Frankie. Easy.
True.
Grab.
Shit.
Good. Fast. Good. Woo. Got it. Let's go. Are you alright? You guys doing alright?
But yeah, anyways, guys, say hi to the camera. Alright, YouTube. I'm on Instagram Live with a bunch of misfits watching me deadlift. Just cleared 300 for 2 reps, 300 plus chains for 2 reps, so 315 at the top. But let's just say it's 300. Got an important question about lockdown and motivation after having, you know, so much time off. Some people 3 months so far, some people 6 weeks. And I think if you guys want to get a good interview, I did I think 10-minute interview with Andrew Chow on YouTube, and that doesn't have a lot of views, and it goes through my entire lifting journey. How I got into lifting was seeing like bodybuilders and fitness models, and you know, seeing their physiques, and I just wanted to, you know, look better and stronger, because I wasn't very muscular, obviously, like everybody else when I started lifting. Obviously, guys like Ziz, Jaco De Bruyne from South Africa, I think their physiques really appealed to me because they have like my type of frame in terms of being ectomorphs. So like they're a bit lankier, but they've got solid muscle on that foundation. I just want to look similar to that, and I already knew from the beginning that I couldn't look exactly like that because of obviously the stuff that they use. But yeah, I was a skinny kid. I never got really picked on, but I knew that I was kind of outmatched by the jockier guys at school. I would say that I wasn't hitting my potential. So like, it wasn't, I felt strong inside, and I just wanted to let that out, if that makes sense. And I think that's very evident when I'm lifting, and there's like a lot of energy pent up that I just want to get out of my body, and I don't get to express that any other way, you know? So to amplify that, I guess lifting was my outlet to do that, rather than doing really stupid things like a lot of the people I hung around with until I started lifting, and then I was the strongest guy at school. So that was nice. And that's kind of how I started getting into the gym. In my backyard, I got my dad to build me a pull-up bar. I used that, and I would go to the park, do like full bar stars type of workout because I didn't have any money, didn't have anywhere to train, so I just made do. I wanted to be the best with what I had, pretty much. The goal from lifting to look good went from lifting to be strong. Well, it was already integrated because I was always pushing myself in the gym and I was already lifting heavy to look good. And then other lifters approached me and they're like, oh, you're pretty strong. And that's when I kind of made the leap into powerlifting, because I noticed that I could push numbers that weren't, I guess, average. With lifting, I always have like a grandiose type of mentality where I want to be the best at what I do. So with the bodybuilding at the beginning, started kind of in high school, but didn't really take it seriously. And then as I progressively gotten stronger, I entered a powerlifting competition at the gym, a local amateur powerlifting competition where I deadlifted 230 kilos for the first time. Terrible form. At the time, I couldn't even afford a powerlifting belt. I had like a crappy belt that you can buy off the gym wall, and I stuffed like a hoodie in between myself and the belt to make it tighter. And my form was terrible. Everything was a bit, yeah, I was an amateur. Those people noticed me and they were like, yeah, you're pretty strong. You could probably do big things. And I was like, interesting. So I looked more into the sport of powerlifting, and right away, I think from day one, I was like, I'll break the national record. And then as I gained momentum and I got closer to the national record, I hadn't even competed yet, and the national record was 285.5 kilos, and I believe I lifted 286 at my first competition. Pushed past the national record in the gym. I was like, immediately, I'm going to go for the world record. I believe I hit my first 300 kilo deadlifting competition, I think 6 months later, a year later, and that was the competition that secured my position at World Championships in Killeen, Texas. I got to World Championships.
This is Kevin Booey. This is for a world record.
Come on, Aussies!
This for 2 world records in successive lifts. He's fighting it. Oh my God, he's got it. What do they say? 3 white lights for Kevin.
Probably one of my best experiences, because that was the goal from the very first day. And I knew before I even got on the plane that I was going to break the world record. Like, I think that's an important thing, especially if you want to be good at what you do. You need to visualize and you need to believe that you can do it before you even do it. Because any doubt, especially on the world stage, you will mess it up. And funny I say that, because I did mess up on the next time I went to World Championships. So, because there was doubt. But I think the most important thing from lifting is the failures, because if I didn't fail nationals, I wouldn't have gotten hungrier and I wouldn't be as driven, do you know what I mean? When I did break the world record, it felt like a lot of weight was lifted off my shoulders, because it was the goal that I had from the very beginning, I felt like everything that I've done to get to that point was worth it all, And I think that's what a lot of people need to realize, that the journey is.
And I have to tell everybody that the hardest, or the biggest achievement I feel that I've gained throughout my entire lifting kind of career hasn't been that world record that I broke in 2016, I believe now. And that wasn't the highlight, I reckon. The highlight was actually a few weeks ago. And by the way, I'm not looking at this camera, because I'm looking at the actual camera here for YouTube. The biggest achievement, which I feel like I've felt for my whole lifting career, and this goes back to the main question of finding motivation after not being able to train for a while. The biggest achievement for me, I'll get to the point, I've been building up to it, so everybody's like on the edge of their seat, like, fuck, what is it? And I'll just cut the camera off. But the biggest achievement has been coming back from injury, from not being able to train for months, coming back from my lat injury, and also making it through to the Australian Army as a rifleman. So there was a period which I did not get proper training at all, and I came back, trained the fucking hell out of myself from almost what I felt from scratch to personal best. And you'd think, like, I think when you kind of overcome adversity and overcome extreme amounts of like different hardships and actually getting to the end, that journey is just fucking amazing versus, you know, getting to the peak kind of, you know, with a bit of ease. And I'm not saying that breaking the world record was easy, but there are so many lifters in the 83 kilogram class that can pull that with no fucking hesitation today, right? So I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm saying that what I did in 2016 was completely achievable, right? So how do you get back into training after 6 weeks or 3 months worth of hiatus? Like I said, I had 2 months of injury, which I couldn't even pull deadlift. And then I had army, which was another month, which I lost fucking 5 kilos, right? When you're at home right now in lockdown, it's not gonna last forever. You can always do something, right? It's a choice up to you. You can choose to rest. Resting is good, but you can keep that fitness up to a certain degree, so when you come back, you're able to just pick things up and, you know, continue with your progress. And I found that, like, with picking up the pieces of my fucking broken body, I found that pacing myself and listening to my body, whenever I would come in and I would feel the slightest bit sore from the last workout, I would just wait to the next one and I would give my all in the next one, rather than being overly eager and overtraining.